Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am playing with the new Melt Cosmetics Gemini Palette today. If you want to see how I got this smoky eye look, just keep on watching.
If you haven't heard of this shadow by now, you either don't love makeup or you've probably been living under a rock. Everybody and their mother has this shadow, talks about the shadow, loves the shadow. I've even seen a video where somebody has already panned an entire one of these completely. I don't know how they did it so fast, but it's a duochrome. I'm a sucker for duochrome, guys. If you don't know that, I'm telling you now, I am a sucker for duochrome. It's definitely got some of that aqua and then that like reddish brown base to it.
I gotta turn it off. Okay. Before we get started, just know that I have primed my eyelids with Urban Decay Primer Potion and set it with Blur eyeshadow. So this is the palette, and so we're going to be over here more, so we're going to be over here more than anything. What I'm going to do is start out with Luna and kind of go through with Mochi and Lorelei to blend in, and then we're going to go down to Leo with a little bit of Bonnet. This palette, as you can tell, is pretty damn big for 10 pans compared to a lot of other 10 pan palettes I have. And actually, I thought it was funny when I grabbed these two yesterday, kind of comparing things, so you can see how big this is. I'm going to close it before I break it. Here's 10 pans. I picked like, I don't know why I picked these two. Here's 10 pans. I don't know. The volume in here is impressive. So it's one of those like, it doesn't let you down for sure compared to how big the stacks are. So I'm just going to go in with Luna. Now it does have a little bit of a kick up, but when I was playing with this yesterday, I barely tap, and that was it. And it was good. And so I'm going a little bit higher in the crease. I like to blend straight up into my eyebrow. One thing I will say, it has nothing to do with this, but I've been, the older I get, I really like to do my own eyebrows, and I have been pretty damn lazy on doing my eyebrows. So, this is what they gonna look like. Don't get me. I might have to take these earrings out in a minute. Look at this. They're starting to get hot. And these mother fluffers weigh so much. Okay. Save the earlobes. Save the earlobes. And so for me, when I want to do like a black lid smoky eye, this is going to be the lightest shade brush that you want to keep separate from some of the other brushes that you're going to be working inwards. So I do keep quite a few. I have 3 more down here in front of me to work with, so that way, you know, you can keep shit straight. Because I tell you, if you start dipping into some of these other colors with the same thing that you use this for, when you want to go back upward to blend it out, everything's going to really just muddy up really, really quickly. So from there, I'm going to take Lorelei, and then I'm going to step into Mochi. And for this, you really want to kind of build a gradient, so I like to keep my eyebrows really like resting in bitch face, just normal position. And see my brush, the top of the bristles are touching where this line is. So with that, I'm going to take a little bit more of that beginning shade of Luna. I always like to connect to this area too. So that way you're, as if you're going to do a cut crease, you want to really build up color above your crease before you cut it. You need to cut it. Let's see if I can walk and chew gum at the same time. I'm at my mom's house. She's been sick for a couple of months. And basically splitting my time between home and here to take care of her as much as I can. And so that's the tea on that. This I'm going lower in my crease. So as I get darker and darker with color, the main thing I like to stress is that I don't really want to do any face makeup, especially when I'm using blacks and whatnot, because the fallout that gets right through your eye is just really going to accentuate your under eye. So I want to be able to clean up that area. And so the fact that I've been going back and forth so much over here between home and not home has been the biggest reason why I haven't been able to film anything. So it's been pretty stressful to not have the outlet, you know, that you can kind of just relax and do something like this. I'm just using a thicker knock the air brush on Mochi. I really think that this is such a unique palette. Like, I have, just like everybody else, so much makeup, but there's something about this. This is just finally something different. And yet the neutrals or the browns and whatnot in this palette could potentially be duped. And I mean, like, these two browns and potentially this color, but like this, I can't do that. These shades over here, not very easily anyway. You know, with all the things that are coming out constantly, I don't feel any real supreme interest to buy a bunch of stuff, or anything that's new, or stuff that's on sale, all that crap. None of it's just really kind of catching my eye and just saying like, buy me, buy me, buy me. Or nothing that I really want to just try. I'm kind of glad I hit that point. I think we're all kind of glad when we hit those points when we're like, I don't need it, thank baby Jesus. Because really, I'm going to film a declutter video soon, and I don't use everything I have consistently, and even with Project Pan and whatnot, you're still focusing on certain elements and not everything you have. So, I don't know, I'm kind of over it. I'm always sticking to things that realistically are going to be interesting to have, the things that I like and want to use. It's like something like this, I don't really go for things that are green too much. I have been lately. Now I'm going into Leo. And really the difference between the two, this one's got more of that like earthy green, and this one's more of that like dark olive green, in my opinion. And I'm going super, super light. And now I'm going to trace where I want this color realistically to start. This does have like a lot of flick to it, I noticed, so I have a really light hand in placement. If you go in and you just start like, I noticed yesterday when I tried the same thing, like I started over here and I just went, and all this dust just like caked the inner corner of my nose. Just like, oh, okay. So I barely touch the brush to the pan. I'm just going to keep building up the color. This is a completely clean brush. I'm trying to think of where I figured this out from. Okay, so scrolling through Instagram, and I think kid's name is Gabe Irwin, but he always like just reactions to random shit on the internet, and he posted something to do with Poppy and just like weirdest girl on the internet, and I was so fascinated because I'm like, is that really all she's doing on the internet? It's just that? And that was about 2 months ago. And I kid you not, I had been on this spiral, crazy obsession with Poppy, and some of her music is actually really decent. That's what I was listening to just a minute ago. I know there's like copy controversy with them, and I really don't give a shit, to be honest with you. I mean, sometimes at the end of the day, like drama channels and all that kind of crap, it can be interesting as long as you don't feed into it. Like, that's not your source of learning. Like, sometimes for me, like YouTube is listening to somebody talk in the background, you know, like background noise. Now I'm going to take a flat brush. This is a little like arrowhead flat brush. I have two different sizes, which I use the small one. And I'm just going to go into Leo, brushing on the shadow. So now what I'm going to do is take my little tiny arrowhead brush and I'll barely just touch on the black. And I'm really just staying like in this little smaller halo of the bigger shade I got going on. I gotta tell you, this black shade in here is dangerous. You see how much fallout I'm doing? I'm really not digging into the palette either. I can tell when I barely touch it that it can fluff everywhere. So knowing that, I'm pretty sure that they pigmented AF. So I'm going to try to really keep that in mind when I apply by dusting off the excess and building up. Because one thing you can do is build up, but you cannot build it back down. It's not that easy. Okay, so after that, I'm going to go back in to Leo, a little Fire OG. And notice there's like no black, barely any green in my crease. I really try to keep that on the lead. And something that I find is extremely critical to doing like very, very smoky. Obviously there's nothing on the bottom lash line, but using like an eyeshadow primer, this is like a little deluxe sample or like 100 point perk from Urban Decay. That one I like. It's not super sticky. It's got a good slip to it. Take a little bit, so like this is a little bit of an arrowhead, so I like to tap the sides of my arrowhead. I think you can see the outline of the ink there. I just like to lay it on the lash line. In true melt fashion, this is 1987. Use this kohl pencil that desperately needs to be sharpened. Alright, so this brush I have, you can see kind of that greeny. I use this with Mochi and Lorelei mixed together. I'm just going to act like I'm trying to get something off my eye and just scrub and use whatever's left on the brush. Right on the lash line. And I don't want to go in sideways, I want to go straight in. You hear what I'm listening to? If you didn't take me seriously before, you won't now. Days for sure. Okay, so with that, after I do that, I'm just going to take this and see it's got a little bit of my eyeliner on it now. I'm just going to smoke around a little bit more and grabbing a little bit of like these two shades. Normally, I would say, you know, do your lower lash line after your foundation and all that magic, but since it's been so like balls out hot here, I've just been doing like a little bit of foundation as concealer, just right in this area and kind of just brightening this area. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And realistically, the reason why I'm using foundation instead of concealer is because all of my concealers I have like in one pouch, and I don't want to separate anything out until I do my declutter, because I have way too many concealers. I don't need them. I don't want them. The whole 9 yards. I got this like baby kabuki brush from Target. It's Sonia Kashuk. I'm absolutely in love with this brush. And I actually keep its little hat on, and I keep it in my purse. I love it. I love it. So I just touch a little bit, and you see I have like a little bit on my hand. I'm gonna pat it out a little. And so I'm just gonna go into like the tear duct well, the tear well, and pat it out with a buffer out. I'm just gonna repeat that a couple times. I don't want any like heavy concentration of product, so I'm just, you know, putting foundation on my hand. We're spreading it out on our hand. And I'm trying not to get too close, but I really just want to focus on these areas, because that's where it will look like fallout has happened. And the foundation that I used is the Lancome Skin Feels Good. Because it's a little bit lighter, I don't have to work as hard to make it look like it's trying to cover up something. If I put a darker foundation, it's going to add to the problem. But if you put something that's too light, it can just accentuate the problem. That's something else I've been using this too, like when it gets sweaty, it's like, you know you're creasing or something right here. Go through and fix that shit. You know, another reason why I need to jump into concealer declutter mode is because I haven't been reaching for concealers, and I know once we get into the winter time, I'm sure I will, but I don't know. I feel like there's such a stigma for everyone to use concealer and pack it on and use setting powder and just layer, and I don't know. The more I play with makeup, I love the artistry of makeup, and definitely will beat a full face when it is necessary, but realistically, day to day, I feel great with just a CC cream, bronzer, highlight, blush, fun eyeballs, like this. But I don't know, I don't feel like I need to have concealer to be completed. I do like to do it with things like this, so that way, you know, it's not too... I'm going to use this. This is my Essence of Brighten Up powder. It's supposed to be banana powder, but it's pretty fucking white. And I'm not trying to go out of my way to conceal these areas, otherwise I would have brought out the big guns. I just really want to eliminate the look of fallout. And for the rest of my face, I've been loving this. This is the whatever Bronze to Soleil, Tan to whatever Chanel base. And then this is the Walmart Milani brush that I would use with it. This being a synthetic brush, it really kind of, you know, doesn't tack into this area. And I love the thickness of this brush. Lastly, to kind of make this eye look fun, if you don't have this, I would definitely swatch it, consider potentially adding something similar to your collection, but these, they all look the same, but one of them's green. Just watch this illumination. Put these chola hoops back in. These earrings really are super fucking heavy. That is it. That is my summer chola look. Just kidding. I was using the new Melt Gemini Palette, which I actually really enjoyed this palette so far. I've used it about 3 times. I have used all of these mattes, not in this look, but I think it's ironic that I haven't touched these shimmer shades yet, like just at all. So I'm gonna swatch some of them for you. And so I just swatched this. I'm gonna show you how I swatched it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if there's an official. I really don't care if there's an official. Whatever. So that is the entire look. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And stay tuned for the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, bell, flag, bookmark, XYZ, LMOP, carrier pigeon, all that kind of magic. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye! You just do like a black smoky eye and your eyes watering. Who's this look? Keep on watching if you want to look like this.